They say that there's one thing that a gentleman or a gentle lady cannot tolerate, and that is the crying of a small baby. You feel some compassion. Why? How to help the poor child? The Prabhupada said that the world is crying. It is, and we can just look at a newspaper. I mean, the world is in great distress. And ISKCON is we have the most important mission. How to actually give help. I was on a suicide crisis line as a teenager, and they give you a little checklist. This is going to be more than 2 minutes. They give you a little checklist. They say that suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. You know, if you kill yourself, you sort of run out of options how to fix the thing. So the idea was, you had this checklist. And I was a teenager, so we were supposed to get teenagers. It was a volunteer thing. But they had so poor funding that every now and then there was not enough people for the adult suicide line, and you'd get an adult transfer to you. And I got this guy. I only did it for a few days. I've got this guy, and he says, I'm going to commit suicide. I'm on a bridge. I'm about to jump. So you try to get them to look into the future, that there's, you know, beyond your immediate problem, there's a long-range solution. I said, well, but you've got your family. He said, oh, my wife left me, ran off with the plumber. I said, well, what about your kids? He said, oh, my kids don't even speak to me anymore. I said, well, you've got your job, you've got your career. No, I got fired. I said, well, at least there's your health. He said, no, I got cancer. I mean, every box, I ran down my list. I ran out of stuff to say. I finally, I said, I was thinking, where are you? I'll give you a push. You know, I really can't help this guy. And if I pull him off the ledge, I'm just bringing him back into the arena of suffering. But just like Sanatana Goswami says, Kayami, who am I? Everybody calls me Pandit, but I don't know who I am, and I don't know why I'm suffering. ISKCON can answer those questions. I mean, I could give you so many examples. People have been saved from suicide. People have been saved from the darkest pits of angst. You know, what is it? Most men lead lives of quiet desperation. So ISKCON has the answer. It has the genuine Divya Gyan, the light in this dark world. Therefore, the delivery system for that transcendental knowledge, which is ISKCON, we don't have the right, we don't have the time to be amateur. We used to think, when I joined the Hare Krishna movement, 1970, we thought that if you were driving in the car and you ran out of gas, Krishna must want you to be there. That's where you're supposed to preach. Or if you forgot the instruments, well, maybe you were supposed to distribute books. If you forgot the books, maybe you were supposed to chant. We thought if you thought too much, you were trying to be the controller and getting in the way of the super soul. So we thought that E on the gas tank must mean eternal. We were just completely spontaneous. And there was one devotee, Vaidjanath, very nice devotee actually, young devotee, but he was our Sankirtan leader, Harinam leader, and it didn't add up to him. It just didn't add up. And he wrote to Srila Prabhupada, and he didn't quite formulate the question right, but he wrote, what does it mean to surrender? And Prabhupada wrote back in surrender, Prabhupada said, surrender means to use your intelligence. So to use our God-given intelligence to plan, to organize, how to deliver the most important message of the world. That's what this strategic planning is. It is getting the best and most energetic devotees, and there's so many good devotees. You know, Prabhupada's example of the sticks, individually they can all be broken, you combine them together as a bundle. Or the blind man and the lame man, neither can travel, they combine together, the lame man carries the blind man, one can see, one has the strength. So, and Prabhupada said, like the Pandavas, each of them brought something to the table, and combined together they were victorious, of course by Krishna's mercy. So the strategic planning is that combination of the most intelligent, energetic, sweet devotees from around the world, systematically pouring their hearts how to deliver the conditioned souls. I have been trying to be a devotee since 1970, and I can tell you, in my humble opinion, it is one of the most important watershed events, developments in the history of ISKCON. We have a duty. Some of us, not dead yet, but you know, time is ticking. I can see the end. I'm 61 years old. I'm not in the best of health. I don't have that much longer. Maybe I have 10 years, maybe I have 20 years. You know, of course I could get hit by a bolt of lightning and die tomorrow. But those of us in that generation who had the great causeless mercy to have Prabhupada's association, he was very clear. I'm almost done. I remember Rabindra Swarup Prabhu saying that Prabhupada instructed him, somebody had given Prabhupada some dakshin. Prabhupada was going to mail it. And Prabhupada wanted Rabindra to deposit it. And Prabhupada explained the steps. Then Prabhupada had him repeat the steps back. Rabindra said it was the clearest instructions he ever got for anything. And I was in Prabhupada's room one time. Prabhupada said, I've given you the structure. All you have to do is decorate it. And then knowing our chance to go off in the wrong direction oh so well, Prabhupada said, actually, I've even given you the decorations. Just go and hang them. So those of us who were on the planet when Prabhupada was giving all those instructions, who have that sense of what he intended ISKCON to be, Prabhupada said that my disease, his disease, Prabhupada said, my disease is I cannot think small. So this ISKCON is meant for big things. And those of us who had that taste when Prabhupada was on the planet, it is our mission to give a strong, healthy, clear-headed ISKCON to the next generation and future generations. So for so many reasons, the work of the strategic planning is the most important, one of the most important things going on in ISKCON. So please get involved, and Hare Krishna.